Hello friends, I used to have really bad anxiety and depression, but over the last 3 years I've really been grappling with it, and I've distilled down my experience into this video series. I hope that in this video series you find all the tools you need to overcome your anxiety and or depression. So please like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but positive thoughts only please. So let me ask you a question.
How you doing?
No, seriously, how are you feeling? I can't hear your response. I'm just an idiot on the internet talking to a camera. But you can. You'll probably say something like tired, stressed, angry, depressed, and these terms suck. Single word, very hard-hitting single word responses. Terrible. There's absolutely no nuance at all to any of them, and all you're doing is compounding your mood. But what should you do instead, and why does it work? But before that, a disclaimer. As you're here because you have anxiety or depression, I'm not a doctor, this is not medical advice, I'm just a guy who has been through this and want to share my experience with you, so hopefully you can get out of it the same way I did. Not through therapy, but through self-care and education. You have to learn about the process, learn about what's actually causing your mood so you can resolve it. So this is not medical advice, I'm not a doctor, please don't hurt yourself in any way, please speak to a doctor if you feel like you're going to, speak to the Samaritans. I really care about you, and I imagine a lot more people than you think do care about you as well. And I hope at the end of this you care about yourself too. So, this session is about granular mood analysis. Granular mood analysis seems to work by promoting self-awareness. By tracking and analysing mood fluctuations throughout the day, you can begin to gain a deeper understanding of your emotional patterns and begin to identify any triggers for negative moods and then develop coping mechanisms. This will allow you to intervene early prior to it become a full depressive blowout. So, I would suggest doing this a lot, and I mean a lot, every 10-15 minutes if you need to. Really just stop what you're doing, breathe. How am I feeling right now? So if you get into the habit of doing this every 10 to 15 minutes, you can stop yourself before things start to snowball. It really shouldn't take long, it's just a few seconds to check yourself and have that internal monologue. So how am I feeling? Not feeling great. Why's that? Let's narrow that down. What's on your mind? I'm just feeling a bit lost at the moment and I'm really struggling for motivation. That's interesting. What do you think has caused that? At this point it could be anything, but it's super important that you focus and get down into the weeds, down into the long grass with this. So you're going to do a really in-depth mood analysis so you can get to the very bottom of this negative mood. Then you can find a solution and move away from the negative mood. You could maybe use the reframing method to try and counter the negative mindset with some actual factual reality. So if you're unnecessarily worried about something, you could go through a positive scenario, which is probably more likely, or try to focus on a similar experience where you've actually had a positive outcome historically. This will develop like a progressively positive cognitive bias, which is really important. So the end game here is to identify all the little negative thoughts that pop into your mind and handle them in a healthy way before they become a problem, because as we know, you have a thought that can simmer and be left to grow into a mood, and you're going to be in like a really bad mood. And you're like, why am I in a bad mood? Because I got into this negative cycle. And then if you're in a bad mood for long enough, it becomes like a bad feeling, and that feeling and mood sort of grow and evolve and you pit your stomach. But you want to avoid that growth period. Do you ever meet them people who are just like kind of assholes all the time and they're like a really bad mood, and it's like because 5 years ago something kind of crap happened, somebody cut them off in traffic, those are like a really bad day, and they ruminate on it and they get worse and worse, and then that just that instant, if you just let it go, then it wouldn't have become an issue. But instead they sit and ruminate on it, and it grows in their mind until there's this like completely imaginary made up problem, and all they're doing is reacting to this event that's in the past now, it's gone, but they're just focusing on it and they're getting worse and worse. And that's what we're trying to avoid through this. You want to just, oh, I'm feeling crap, why am I feeling, what's going on, why am I feeling this way? Let it go. Whatever it is, breathe in, breathe out, ground yourself. We'll do some ground techniques in a different video. Just let it go, and then you can move forward. So, you get to see your mood more clearly through, well, sobriety helped me, but granular mood analysis was really important. This stops you reacting and getting into the killer spirals of bad mood. So, by analysing your mood regularly, you're going to be able to experience and identify actual individual triggers, as opposed to just being, ooh, I'm in a bad mood, holistically. I have depression, holistically. You don't. No, unless you've got very, very rare, like, brain chemical imbalance, you probably don't have actual depression holistically. You have happy periods and sad periods, it's just to focus on the happy ones. But if you've got lots of triggers going off and they're just forcing you down that negative path, you're going to think you've got this aggressive, depressive state. So being tired, that's a big trigger for me. So with kids, your life can become some sort of military grade sleep depreciation experience. Let me know in the comments below if you have trouble sleeping and any techniques you use to get away from that. Another one, driving. Loads of people struggle with driving. It's a really bad trigger for a lot of people. Eating is another big trigger. Mouth noises. I know a lot of people who struggle with mouth noises or working in an enclosed office environment where somebody just talks shit constantly, and that could be a really pervasive trigger if you're negatively stimulated by the sound of somebody just muttering on endlessly about the work they're doing. So, you get good at this. Through mood analysis, you get to see a trigger before it becomes a trigger, if that makes sense. And then you can do something about it. So, for example, when I'm exhausted, because I have a full-time job, I have kids, and everything's a bit stressful, and I have to stay up late to do my son's late feed, and then he gets up at 2 in the morning because he's going through that phase right now, and then wakes up at 5 o'clock because it's time to get up and he wants to go downstairs and play, and I'm exhausted. That's pretty stressful. So I'll break it down and intervene. How am I feeling right now? I'm exhausted. I'm depressed. Woe is me. I'm not depressed. Maybe I'm just a little tense. I'm worried that I won't be able to perform well at work today because I'm tired. And I'm a little angry because I don't like being woken up at 3 in the morning. It's exhausting. And that all checks out. That's absolutely fine. They're all normal feelings to have. So the trigger is lack of sleep. And the mood is a bit of a mixed bag, really. A little bit of anxiety, sleep depreciation, terrible for anxiety, stress. But with all of this, you can change on its head when you start to see the trigger and intervene. So I'm tired, and that's causing me to be stressed. However, I could flip that and be grateful that I get to spend so much time with my son in the morning before work. I get to spend an hour playing with him every day. It's amazing. And it's really nice that he wants me instead of his mum. So I use grounding exercises, take a few deep breaths, relax my jaw, relax my posture, shoulders back, because we know there's a great link between the body and the mind, and these two feed on each other. So if your body's in a relaxed state, your mind will be in a relaxed state. If your body's hunched and stressed, your mind will be stressed. So you've got to relax the body first to lead the mind, and then focus on the positives. For me, I did CBT, which is great, but my recovery only really started to speed up when I got really good at granular mood analysis and doing it regularly, stopping the triggers before they become triggers. There is one caveat I should add, just because I have some responsibility for you, I guess. You're watching this. Overall, granular mood analysis should not replace traditional therapies like CBT or interpersonal therapy. Although it has a lot of potential to be a valuable tool in fighting depression and anxiety, it's generally viewed by the science currently as a supplementary therapy, not a key therapy. So it should be used alongside established treatments and actual therapeutic support. Get therapeutic support if you want, if it's right for you. If you think you need professional support at any point, ring the Samaritans. They're amazing. And the phone line is in the comments. And any revenue generated from this content will go to supporting mental health charities. I think that goes without saying. I think we all assumed that. So if you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. And leave any thoughts in the comments below or any requests for future content you want to see. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.